Hi, it's Monday the 2nd of May 2022. I'm on day 5 of my Land's End to John O'Groats walk. I'm in Newquay at the moment, and today I'm walking to a small town called Trevone. I'm hoping to keep to the southwest coast path as much as possible, but I was looking online last night for campsites between here and Bideford. And there's not that many actually. There's one just after Padstow, and there's another one further up called, I think, Pennycocker Farm. So I might try staying at that one, but I think I might have to just do a bit of wild camping along the coast path, which I don't really like doing. I've done it before, and it can get a bit windy because there's not much shelter from the wind if it's a windy night. But I'll have to see if I can find a good spot. I'm approaching a town called Morgan Porth, where I hope to have a quick coffee break before continuing, but I'm making good time today. Wow, this is a gorgeous beach. There's a lot of surface here. I don't know the name of it. We're about a mile before Morgan Porth. I'll have to have a look at the map tonight, but it looks like a great surfing destination. The sun's just coming out now, so I think it's going to be a nice day. Just approaching Morgan Porth. I'm just approaching a large outcrop of rock. I think it's called Park Head. Just approaching a village now called Porthcothan. This is Porthmere Cove. I've just arrived at Porthcothan. Just approaching Trevone, where I'll be spending the night. So it's been quite a nice day today. I'm hoping it'll be quite a good week this week actually. I think the weather's starting to get nice. So anyway, until tomorrow, goodbye. Tuesday the 3rd of May. So today's plan, I'm just walking to Padstow now, and at Padstow I cross the River Camel. There's a ferry that goes over to the village of Rock, just on the other side. And then I'm continuing along the coastal path until I get to Port Isaac. And when I get there I'm going to stock up with food and water, and then just carry on a little bit longer. And then just to find somewhere to camp somewhere along the coast. So I've decided to continue along the coastal path until I get to Barnstaple, and then from there I'm going to go across country towards Bridgewater. Now the main reason I want to go to Bridgewater is because the town it's on the River Parrett, and the river flows from the town northwards to the North Somerset coast, and between the coast and the town there's no way of crossing the river. So anyone who's walking the coastal path and wishes to continue towards Bristol, then you have to go to Bridgewater. But it's a nice walk across Exmoor, so we're looking forward to that. Just arrived at the very scenic Padstow Harbour, so now I have to look for the ferry to cross over the river. So just arrived in Rock, and now I'm going to continue following the coastal path to Polzeth. Just arrived at Polzeth. This is it's another very popular spot for surfers, and it used to be a favourite haunt of Sir John Betjeman, the poet, and he wrote a lot of poems about this area. And there's also a nature reserve nearby, and I read that sometimes you can see dolphins, and occasionally you can see puffins as well. So now I'm heading towards Port Isaac. I think it's about another 5 or 6 miles along the coast. I've just arrived in Port Isaac. This is, of course, the home of the famous Fisherman's Friends. They are a sea shanty folk band. They've made a couple of albums, and there's a movie about them called The Fisherman's Friends. It's a very pretty fishing village. So I'm going to stock up with food here. My choice was to do 40 miles in 2 days to Bude from my hotel in Travone, or do it over 3 days, like 13.3 miles a day. And I thought, well, that would be a better option. So if I do that, I haven't got much further to go now, so I'm just going to do some shopping now and then take my time along the coast. That outcrop of rock in the distance, I think that's Tintagel, and that's where I'll be going tomorrow morning to do some shopping. So all I'm doing now, I'm just hiking along looking for somewhere to camp just between here and Tintagel. So I found a great spot to spend the night. I'm still quite close to the path, but it's a very secluded spot, and it's also very sheltered from the wind and the rain, but I think it's going to be a really nice night tonight. So I'm going to spend the night here and then tomorrow morning carry on to Tintagel. So until then, good night. Wednesday the 4th of April. So this morning I'm heading towards Tintagel, which of course is the birthplace of the legendary King Arthur. I've just arrived in Tintagel. There's not very much I need here. I'm just going to get some snacks, and then I'm going to carry on to Boscastle, where I'm going to stock up with goodies for tonight. So now I'm off back down to the coast again to have a look at the Tintagel Castle. So these are the ruins of Tintagel Castle. This castle actually, it just dates back to the 13th century. And the reason why it's got a link with King Arthur is because in 1138 there was a writer called Geoffrey of Monmouth, and he wrote a book called History of the Kings of Britain, and in that he claimed that King Arthur was born here at Tintagel. And then in 1233, there was a very rich chap called Richard, Earl of Cornwall, and he bought this island, and he was so fascinated by the legend of King Arthur that he decided to build a castle how he thought Camelot would have looked, and he built the castle on the island. So now it's just a 4-mile walk to Boscastle. Getting quite close to Boscastle now. I've been noticing millions of bluebells on my walk along the last couple of days. I think about half the bluebell population of the world is in the UK, and I think most of bluebells in the UK must be in Cornwall. Just arrived at Boscastle. So it's the same plan as yesterday. I'm just going to get some food and drink in Boscastle and then continue along the coastal path and look for somewhere to camp for the night. So I've got everything I need now for my walk to Bude at the local grocery shop. Now it's time to get back onto the coastal path. Very nice waterfall just down there. This is Beanie Cliff, just outside Boscastle. I found a camping spot for the night. It's in a really nice location, but like I said before, I don't like camping on the coastal path or near the coastal path because there isn't much wind protection if it does get a bit windy tonight. But the weather forecast is, I think it's going to be quite a nice night tonight. So I'm off to bed and then off to Bude tomorrow. So good night. Thursday the 5th of May. That was quite a nice night last night, very quiet. So now it's just a walk into Bude. Just arrived at Crackington Haven. It's just a little village in this cove. I think the next place I'll be getting to will be Widymouth Bay. I hope to get a cup of coffee then. It's a bit early to try and find a cafe at the moment, but I think it's going to be another sunny day again. Just approaching Widymouth Bay, and then I think it's just 3 miles or so to Bude, so I can take my time now. Just had a coffee over at the little cafe over there. Now it's just a 3-mile walk to Bude, and that's it for the day. Just arrived in Bude, so tonight I'll be planning my journey to Bideford and then onwards to Barnstaple and then to Bridgewater. So until tomorrow morning, bye! Friday the 6th of May, and it's my last day in Cornwall because Devon's getting quite close now. So today's itinerary, I'm just continuing along the coast. I'm going to a small place called Stoke where there's a campsite, so I'll be staying there tonight. Then tomorrow I'll be going to Clovelly. Hopefully I'll be staying in a campsite after Clovelly. Then next day I'll be going to Bideford. I've just arrived in Devon. This is it's a cove called Marsland. I think it's a nature reserve, and now I'll be spending the next few days walking across North Devon. This is a very nice place to have a break. Some nice views here. I'm getting quite close to the campsite now. I've just arrived in the small hamlet of Stoke. And this is Stoke Barton campsite. This is where I'll be spending the night. So I've got my tent set up. This is a really big campsite. You can definitely tell the holiday season hasn't started yet. So there's masses of room at the moment. It's a huge campsite. So now I'm just going to settle down and plan my journey for tomorrow. So good night. Saturday the 7th of May. I've just arrived in Hartland. I'm just going to get some food and drink for the day. Then I'm carrying on back to the coast. I'm going to have a visit. I'm going to visit Clovelly. Then after that, just look for my campsite. Then tomorrow I just head for Bideford. Just arrived in Clovelly. This is quite a well-known village. It's very picturesque. It kind of clings precariously to the side of the cliff, and it's a very steep walk going up. It's well known for being quite a walk going down and up again. And I don't think there's any cars allowed in here, but I think the road is far too tight for cars anyway, so it's just pedestrians. So it's a very quiet and nice place to be, to spend a day. So time for my walk to the top.
That's what they call it. It's the local breaker.
Oh, is that going to be beautiful there? Yeah.
Oh my.
I'm back on the coast path now for 2 or 3 miles. I'm just going to a little place called Bucks Mills, and then I'm heading back inland to the campsite where I'll be staying tonight. I've just arrived in Bucks Mills. This is a very small hamlet. There's no shops or pubs or anything like that. It's quite isolated. I think it's quite difficult for traffic to get to. And I was reading online, it's very popular with people who like fishing or people who just want a quiet afternoon. I also read online that after the Spanish Armada had sailed here and some of the ships sank, some of the survivors actually came up here and they actually settled here. They lived in Bucks Mills for a while. So now it's just I think about 2 mile walk now to my campsite. I've just arrived at my campsite. This is a really very basic campsite, and as you can see I'm the only person here. I think it's called Meadowbank. It's listed under the caravan and camping club, which I joined because you get access to all these sites. But it was very difficult to find. It was like I had to go along a country lane and look for a map coordinate, and that because there's no signs. And I had to, when I got here, there's no one here. I had to ring the owner up to come out and turn the water on. But it's only £10 a night, so it's good enough for me. So tomorrow I'm continuing towards Bideford. So until then, good night. Sunday the 9th of May. So today I've just got a very easy 7 mile walk into Bideford. It's just along mundane country lanes, so nothing too exciting. And when I get to Bideford, I'm thinking of staying there for a couple of nights. I want to give my feet a bit of a rest. And also I want to replace a couple bits of my camping equipment. And I think I could upload this video as well because I'm starting to get quite a lot of footage now. So I'll upload this tonight and then have a couple of days off, and then I'm all ready for carrying on to Bridgewater. Just arrived in Bideford, so now I'm going to just stay here for a couple of days, get all my kit ready for the next part of my walk. So I'll be here in a couple of days time to continue to Barnstaple. So thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope to upload another one soon. Bye.